Hey guys, it's Jasmine, and today I just figured I would take a second, do my makeup with you guys here. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. Funny thing is, I checked my live comments on my live stream that I did the other day, which thank you guys for the love, the thumbs up on that. Really appreciate it. I didn't know how it was gonna be received because that was like literally me venting my raw feelings in the moment. But I appreciate that. But I noticed that a lot of people said I was very boring, putting them to sleep. That's definitely telling me that my video was not very entertaining, which I'll never be mad about because there's always room for me to improve, right? But on such a very vulnerable video, it's just really, dude, you had to wait until I go live with a sensitive topic to roast me. But that's the internet. Everything is fair game. So yeah, I'm actually going to start streaming for another site in a minute or two because well, not a minute or two, but I gotta do my makeup first, and that's gonna take more than a minute. And I just figured I would film for you all and just chat, and give you guys a funny little story time. So believe it or not, I actually was not gonna ever share this story with anybody. It's not really even funny, but it's more stupid for me because I feel like a legit moron for letting this happen to me. So you guys know how I've detailed stories with my ex, the cheating, and just how he was overall narcissistic. Oh shoot, okay, I found my eyebrow brush. Pencil, not brush. But I never told you guys this really crazy story about something that happened when we were kind of early on in our dating. And it's one thing that's always stuck with me, right? So let's just get into this. So I am just minding my business, going online. I'm just scrolling my laptop, right? At the time, I think I was with him, and he looks really sad and depressed and not depressed. That's going too far. It looked like he was just having a bad day, and as his girlfriend, obviously I just wanted to make him feel better. And obviously, you kind of rack your brain thinking, how can I make my partner feel better? Somewhere in my small stupid brain, looking back it was stupid, but back then I felt like I was doing the best thing for me and my partner. I was like, oh, you look stressed. Let's go out of town for a little weekend getaway, right? That's what I was thinking it was. So, innocently enough, I'm looking up the casino. There's a casino. Oh my god, what is that noise? Yo, you guys gotta really bear with me. My outside surroundings is hecka noisy for no apparent reason. So back to the story at hand. I thought that it'd be a good idea to check out the casino where I actually wanted to go. And there was a hotel that was pretty close. It had really good ratings, so I booked us a stay for the weekend there. I believe it was the weekend. And it was settled. It was like, okay, you're not feeling too good. You're feeling down and out. Let's do this so we can both, have a little relaxing quality time with each other and just kind of just chill and have some fun, right? Get your mind off of whatever's bothering you. Because at that point, I was so in love with this guy. I would have done anything for him. Drop of a dime, I would have dropped anything to make him happy, right? That was me at that point. So the weekend comes, and at this point, I had my license, but I didn't yet have a car to drive. So it was fine. We took his car up to Connecticut to stay at this casino or the hotel very close to this casino, so we could do everything, go to the casino. The beach is right there. It's maybe 10-15 minutes away from the hotel. So just do everything, have some fun, whatever, sightsee, whatever. So we did that. We got there, and it was beautiful. The hotel was so nice. I remember for me, I was shocked because I had never stayed at this particular hotel, but it had really good reviews. Yeah, the view was beautiful when we got there. Oh my gosh, it was just gorgeous. I remember he was Snapchatting the whole thing. I was Snapchatting. We were just both really, really excited to be there. At least that's what I thought, right? So everything is going good. We're trying to like figure out what we're going to do for this trip. Trust me, this is leading to a very non good situation. Okay, so finally, we are just hanging out. We're doing whatever. And getting ready, whatever. And then we decide to go to the beach, right? We go to the beach. At this point, I honestly am so in La La Land. He is actually acting really off at this point. He's just walking out of the room and disappearing and then coming back with like kind of like vague answers on where he went to. Oh, I was just going to smoke weed. I just went to my car. And I'm like, really? Like without telling me? That's kind of weird. Thought we were here together. Thought we were here as a couple. Kind of strange that you just up and leave like that. So by the time we got to the beach, I was like still trying to just make the best of it. Like we were kind of enjoying the weather, even though it was like the end of summer. It was kind of getting a little chilly. We were up on like the big rocks and like having a good time. And by the time I was like, we were ready to go, I wasn't really ready to go. I was so in the moment and having fun, but it seemed like his mind was somewhere else, right? Like I would try to talk to him, but he wasn't smiling. He wasn't like giddy and like having fun like I was. So it was like making me feel like kind of like something's off, right? So at that point, I'm like, okay, let's just go. Things are feeling a little bit off right now. You're not feeling it maybe. And before we had gotten back to his car, we sat and we stopped. So we're both sitting on like this little strip or something like that. And he was on his phone, which was also really weird to me. I was like, you're with me right now, but you're on your phone texting? Like, who could be that important that you have to stop everything and text him back? And I just slightly glanced over at what he was doing, and he was texting his ex-girlfriend while we were together. And there's even a backstory to that. I had found out about this girl, like the name had been brought to my attention as someone he had dated previously, prior to me. And I was like, okay, that's cool, but I never ever brought it up to him because for me, I didn't see a point in doing that. I was giving my full trust to this person, and I didn't feel a need to bring that up in our relationship. So when I saw that name in that man's phone, at that moment, everything just kind of clicked for me, and I realized, like, okay, this is what we're doing. This is why you're so, like, space cadet and not with me present in this moment, because you're talking to, texting, thinking about your ex-partner. And that really just, like, it was a slap in the face. It was like, wow, that's what the issue is. Like, I was just, like, stunned. And then I brought it to his attention, right? And guess what he does? He says, oh, that's just my friend from Connecticut. Like, okay, like, I'm not buying it, obviously. But it's just like your first inclination is to lie. And I was getting madder and madder and madder. And at this point, I'm just like, let's just go back to the hotel. Let's just go. So I'm pretty much, I'll be honest, I stormed back to his car. I'm steaming. I'm freaking mad. I'm getting hot and irritated. And I was just silent the whole ride back because I was just like, you're kidding me. Like, am I just shit to you? Like, obviously I am because you're still texting an ex-partner when you should be spending quality time with me. And on top of that, you're going to lie to me about it to save face for whatever reason. Like, obviously you're texting her. And it wouldn't matter if it was his ex or not. It's just still very rude to do. Like, I'm not good enough for some reason, right? So let's just kind of forward track to back at the hotel. I'm pissed. I'm like saying a lot of stuff about like how freaking messed up it is, blah, blah, blah. And can you believe that this man had the audacity to say that we were over, we're breaking up, we're done, never talk to me again? And personally, for me, I was just so done, so irritated that I was just like, do you, boo? Like, I don't really care at this point what it is you do, but I know I paid for this hotel out of my own pocket, so your ass can leave. And I told him that, and that's the cleaned up version of that. I told him to get the heck out. I didn't want anything to do with him because obviously his mind was somewhere else. And I clear as day remember telling him, like, if you want to be with her, go get your shit and go be with her. Go find her right now and get away from me. And when I tell you, like, it was dumb quiet in that hotel room. It was like, he didn't have anything to say to me. Because he knew that he had been kind of exposed with this whole thing. And he didn't probably expect that to happen. And for me to call him out on it. So obviously I'm hurt at this point. Obviously I'm affected by it. And what was pissing me off even more than that is that, like, he was not, in my mind, this is my perception, seeing how upset and hurt I was, he was not acting concerned enough to me. He seemed like he was just mad that he had gotten caught. Not so much mad that I had been hurt by it. And honestly, these are all, like, such red flags. And I should have known in that moment, at that second, that this dude was not shit, and I should never ever trust him again after that, or attempt to trust him like that. But anyways, I digress. I was so angry, and I took my key card to the door of the room, and I just walked out. I was like, you know what, I need some space from you, because I can't believe you right now. I obviously I could see why he was so upset and why I felt he needed to go on a trip with me, because he was still hung up on this other girl, apparently, and, you know, his mind was elsewhere, probably wishing he was still with her. So I told him, point blank period, I'm leaving out of this room, and you better not be here when I get back. I want you and your shit out. I just was so disgusted, and honestly, never ever been so disgusted in my whole life. I hadn't dated that many guys before this specific ex. I believe I was maybe 19 at the time. Not even that. I was like 19. And I've never been betrayed or hurt like that. Obviously, guys lie all the time. So is it possible that some other person has lied to me like that, but nothing I've ever found out about, right? That was so hurtful. So I left the room. I'm literally, like, sitting in the lobby of this hotel, just kind of like stewing. I'm, like, obviously not happy, but I just needed some time to just kind of process my thoughts away from him. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna leave. I'm gonna have no way of getting home. And at this point, I didn't even care. I was, like, telling myself, okay, I'll have, like, a family member or someone drive up here and get me, because, like, I'm not going back to Massachusetts with this freaking character at all. I don't want to be around him. I'm disgusted. No. It's funny that even at this age, I was just so, like, standards here, like, I'm not doing that. Like, no, there was no bending for me. I was just not having it, right? So I don't know how long I was down there. Maybe a long time, maybe not. I don't really remember. That's how angry I was. So I was not checking my phone to see how long I was downstairs. But long story short, I went back up to the room. And can you freaking believe, when I go up there, he's still sitting in the same freaking spot, looking shocked, just, like, looking at me as I come back in, like. And I'm like, why are you still here? Like, obviously I'm mad. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, you just told me, like, we're over, we're finished. You obviously are texting another bitch. Like, get out, leave, go. That's your cue to leave. But I didn't say any of that. And at a certain point, my dumbass started to feel bad for blowing up and getting angry. And honestly, in my mind, I was like, okay, I organized this whole trip. I feel bad for me at this point. I feel sorry for myself. Because I did all this stuff, paid out of pocket for a room, to cheer you up. to cheer you up, and you're out here texting other bitches. Like, what the what the, oh my god, I just, to this day, this story is hilarious to me, because, like, that's, like, so me trying to be a good person, just out of the kindness of my heart. I'm sorry, there's someone out there, like, screaming, being ratchet, more ratchet than me right now, so just try to ignore that. But I just, like, goes to show, like, if you're a good person, it goes unnoticed. And then when you gradually turn into the green monster, the freaking terrible, crazy girlfriend, pop off Patty, pop off, whatever, just going crazy on people that just honestly just take your kindness for weakness and just disrespect you, then you're the worst person ever. You're not a good girlfriend. You're not a good partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. So, gosh, I was angry in this moment. And I came back in the room, and I don't know what he had said to me. Like, I don't even think he was talking. I think he was just, like, in shock, sitting there, not really saying anything that was worth me hearing at this point, if you can imagine. And I was, like, I still was, like, lecturing him a bit. Like, I'm like, why would you do this when I went out of my way to do all this for you? Like, if you still care about her and love her and want to be with her, then you can go and be with her. You can go and do whatever you want to do with her. And obviously that wasn't enough to have him, like, think, oh, let me leave, let me go, explore my options. And that honestly made me feel like maybe he felt bad, maybe he felt sorry. And later down the line, I figured, with his behavior, it wasn't about him feeling bad about what he did to me. It was about him feeling caught and him feeling like he was the victim and all of this. So, long story short, I was literally subjected to the worst feeling ever that day. And we still get this. You're not even gonna believe. Still, after all of that shenanigans, by the way, just so you guys have a little bit of an understanding, we were hundreds of miles away from where we live, like in Massachusetts. So this was all the way on the other side of Connecticut. We were really far from any way of getting apart from each other. So that made it 100 times worse, because I couldn't get away. I couldn't just get space. I didn't have a car at the time to just drive away and leave his ass there. I was stuck in this situation, which sucked. It really did. Because honestly, at this point, I just wanted to walk out and leave. And the only thing that made me stay, honestly, was, like, the fact that I was like, I'm not going to be dramatic. I'm not going to make this more than it needs to be. I just don't have much to say to this guy at this point. I'm just, like, beyond words. So I guess the moral of that part of the story is, because it goes on and on and on, I'm not going to, like, drag that out too much, is just, like, be careful who you trust. This guy was such a big liar. And I know that the cheating aspect of it is, like, small compared to, like, the just denial of knowing the person, or even though I saw their texts in their phone, or just, like, the elaborate backstories, or disappearing for, amounts of time and then just giving excuses. It just, the amount of lying again and again and again, thinking that I'm buying it when I'm obviously not. It's just so, it's like a level of self-preservation that I don't ever see very often, and it's unhealthy. And anytime I've seen this with anyone, especially in my life, they've ended up being very toxic, self-sabotaging, not really good people. And that's just me being very blunt and honest. People that do really care about you and care about your well-being don't think on that type of level where they're going to keep BSing you again and again and again. It doesn't work that way, right? It just doesn't. We all make choices at the end of the day for our own lives. And when you make the choice to just be a habitual liar every single day of your life, like, that is a life choice. That is not a symptom of anything. Like, you are making the choice to do that. And it's up to you to get help or just to like not date people if you can not act appropriately. And I never brought this up to you guys on YouTube because honestly, I didn't feel like it was too like interesting to talk about. But the backstory on why I'm bringing this up is I've heard from a reliable source that this ex has been watching my stuff online and kind of lurking on me on social media, all this stuff. No, I have not been looking for this guy. No, I don't want to be with him anymore. I really don't. I'm actually kind of disgusted with him at this point in time. A year after our split, and I think that's a good place to be because you have to, at a certain point, understand that you don't want to entertain someone at a certain level to just kind of be done with it. And that's where I'm at. Like, I don't want anything to do with it. And it's just hilarious to me that someone who could just lie like that, and the hope is a year later that this person gets it and knows that they gotta move on. I'm moving on. I'm past it. I don't want to keep dealing with it. Let's go. Let's move on to different things and separate. That just shows a level of sickness, to me at least, that you're thinking that like, oh, let me just give like a year's time and then like, see if I can find a pathway into this person's life again. Like I'm somehow going to get amnesia and forget, which obviously won't happen. So, if we're talking about traumatizing moments and things that kind of led up to me having to split from this person who was indeed narcissistic in nature, that's one of those situations, right? Where I was just fed up. I was lied to for pretty much no reason. Because at the end of the day, for me, it's one thing to lie and just be like, okay, yeah, I don't care about you, I don't want to be with you, but like when you lie just to stay with someone and to keep manipulating them, like you have real issues, like you have real problems and baggage. Like if that's the only way you can feel like you're worth anything and keep people in your life is to live a life of lies, that's not a good thing, right? So would I ever get back with this ex? Absolutely not. Not in a million years. And the only instance where I would is if they absolutely changed their ways and were serious about moving forward as a different person. And will that happen? It won't. There will always, and I don't mean this in a way that's like judgmental at all, because I do feel like for everything I say, there's an exception to the rule. There will be someone that has that specific situation come up in their lives internally where they can change and be better. But I'm just speaking from personal experience. They never do change. They don't get better. And if anything, they try and be even more sneaky with what they're doing. Just like I think I did a video about how I found out that this same person was cheating on me way back when. I will try and link it to this video. But it's almost like they feel just bad that they got caught. And from my experience, people like that, they just get better and better at lying and hiding the truth. So you can't see it. So it's not apparent to you. I think a real psychopath can actually lie to your face and make you feel like you're being given the truth while the whole time they're kind of disrespecting you and lying to you. I just will never understand that. And yeah, that's pretty much the story of the vacation from hell with my ex. That was actually the first time I actually had seen the cheating. I've always heard sporadically from people I knew, acquaintances, friends even, that this person was kind of like, he flirted a lot with people, and whether it's on texting or Snapchat or social media, like he would never just stay like loyal and faithful. And I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt, because truthfully, if it was me and I had that like same thing happen to me and I was dating someone who was hearing this stuff from other people, I would want my partner to give me the benefit of the doubt. And sadly enough, I should have listened to everyone, because everyone was right about this person. And I was the dumbass who kept giving them chance after chance after chance. So, moral of today's video is not to be negative Nancy. Definitely give people chances when they are owed it. But if someone's going to do all that to lie to you and manipulate you, you gotta think hard about why they're doing that, if it's self-serving to them, if it's beneficial to you to stay with them, because nothing is gonna hurt your mental health more than staying with someone you cannot trust, that you think is off banging the next chick when you're gone. And that's just like the honest truth. And honestly, that's what kind of led to me breaking up with him this time around. Now it's been like a year, thank God. But like, you can't stay with, it was literally going to drive him and I into crazy town, Crazyville, with me thinking that everything he was doing was a lie, that I was always going to be cheated on, that when he was not with me, that he would be doing something that would be hurtful to me or disrespectful to me. And once that level of trust is gone, it's so hard to get it back, and it's so hard to repair it. Because if I could just be like, hey, well, I'm giving you my trust, I trust you to do all these things and be a good boyfriend and all this stuff, I would do it in a heartbeat. But once you do things like I just explained that make me feel like I can't trust you, then you have to earn that back for me. I'm so sorry. With other people, it's different. They can freely give out trust like that and then get hurt again and again and again. For me, after a couple times where you've proven to me that I cannot trust you, then I am going to just have to feel like I've got to be on you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just to feel good about it. And for me, it just was enough is enough is enough. And funny thing is, learning that someone that has hurt you like that wants to speak to you or talk to you in some way, or just at the basic level, just checking in on you, without offering an apology, without saying just, I'm sorry, in any type of form or fashion, it just kind of goes to show that everything moving forward is very much about them and what they want still. And I felt like this would be a helpful thing to share with people, because I used to be in the camp where I thought that giving someone my all was always warranted, that if I care about someone, I'm always going to care about them. But there are limits to that. And if someone treats you like crap, you can't let them back into your life. You cannot pursue them and act like nothing happened. You have to take your presence away and move forward with your own life. I just truly believe that now. Because where your presence is happy and felt and it's loved by a certain person, and you're a good, decent human being, not only is that really hard to duplicate, but it often is missed by that person, despite how they did you. And I'm not saying it's a comfort to me. Obviously, I did my dirt. We did our dirt. There was a lot of like negativity and just downright like ugliness that came out of that relationship towards the end. But I'll never say that it didn't teach me lessons. I'll never say that I regret it. I just think it was like a chapter in my life that I had to go through and live through in order to become like a better human being, you know? And we all have those moments in our lives that kind of build us up and tear us down at the same time. And I wanted to share that story. Hopefully you guys liked it. Literally, my makeup has come out like it always does, but I wanted wanted to get ready with you guys for once today. And this is like literally all I do with my makeup these days. I'm not into eyeshadow. I'm not into the pizzazz and pizzazz anymore. I'm too boring for that, guys. Too boring. So that's it. That's the little story time for today. Hopefully you like chatty videos like this. If you didn't, and you stay to the end, you are appreciated. Hopefully you do give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, remember to click the red button down below, subscribe to this channel for free, and get notified every time I do upload a new post. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Be well, be safe, and take care, guys. Bye.